Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Endless Growth Podcast.
Yeah, welcome back. Today's episode is 111. How's it going?
Great, brother. Triple one, 111.
Yeah,
I
bro.
feel like I said growth there, a little weird. Growth. But yeah, man. We're here another week again. After having a guest on.
Yeah, bro. That was fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah,
You
it
wanna
was.
have a little recap of that?
Yeah, and actually, it was fucking our longest pod we've had too. So
Yeah, it was
shout
almost
out
3
for
hours.
Jeff keeping the convo going.
Facts. That's a fact.
But yeah, man. So it was good having Jeff on. I've known him for a little bit now, and yeah, he's been coming in every week, every day after. We've just been chit chatting, just talking about the pod and
Hell
going
yeah.
over it. But yeah, he loved it. He's more than happy to come back on. He was telling me.
for
So
real. Okay,
when
that's hella cool, bro. I always kind of wonder. It's like, damn, you get invited to a podcast. Like, what's gonna be the experience? Like, I'll let you know. Obviously, not everyone is, I want to say obligated to say yes, but everyone has their own independence. They could choose if they could come or not. But yeah, it's just kind of cool to see that most people are down. Like, as long as they, I feel like, know us a little bit, I feel like they're down.
yeah, if it's not like a new person that just randomly.
Some random, except for
Yeah.
Thomas. Thomas was like, "Fuck it," so shut up.
Yeah. That's true. What else? But yeah, I guess, is there any key points that you kind of took away from the pod?
Yeah, bro, for sure. I feel like, obviously you're a business owner. We always, have conversations and shit like that. But
Yeah.
I just don't know if that's every, obviously it's not every business owner. There's business owners that don't give a shit, that are lazy,
Mhm.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of cool to see someone. I feel like they're pretty similar in mindset in terms of business, at least.
Mhm.
That's like, fucking hustling. I'm always working. I can't fucking go to sleep because I'm worrying about the business. And I literally just sounded like you. And it just kind of reinforced the idea that, if you want to become successful, at least be, caring to have a business, then, you kind of have to, yeah, basically there's like a certain threshold, like basically some, some sort of line that you kind of have to cross. And by what I mean by that is like effort,
Mhm.
time spent, the amount of care, I guess you could say, that you put into the business. So yeah, it was, I guess, in terms of that was really interesting, especially in a different space as well. Because
Yeah.
obviously, you're in the
And
auto
and the
detailing
kind of the
space.
connection he has with his employees too. I mean,
Mm,
with obviously, I guess it goes to show me, it's possible, but at the same time, like, you still have to be very connected. And obviously,
yeah.
they're basically the ones that make the business also kind of go round and round. So
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. That's true. He did provide a lot of amenities, different things for
mhm.
his workers. He has like a freaking gym. Not sure if employees are taking advantage
Yeah,
of that, but like he said, if you want to go to machining school, he'll cover that shit. So
yeah,
yeah,
that's
shit like that. And I believe you told me, I don't know if he brought it up on the podcast, that he provides everyone benefits and shit like that,
yeah,
like straight off rip. So
yeah. It's
yeah, just
impressive. So
yeah, exactly. It just kind of shows his character as well, which is awesome.
I agree. Yeah. A lot of that stuff was kind of the same things that I took away from it too. I think, yeah. I mean, honestly, for me, I think it was a big eye opener for like the just knowing like how long he's been in business and yet
Mm,
like how involved he still is.
yeah.
Because I always like think in my head, especially like a business where I feel like he can probably take more time off.
Yeah.
I know mentally he probably can't because he feels like he has to be there because he's kind of like me. But I feel
Mhm.
like that kind of business, he's probably in a situation where he probably could just be gone for a week, and it's not like they're gonna notice a huge difference there because it kind of like runs on its own now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not speaking for him because who knows what it really is like over there, right?
Well,
But yeah, he's
he
still
said it
very.
himself though.
Hmm.
Like he doesn't want to be. His idea of running a business is not being a puppet master, is what he said.
Yeah, and that's what opened my eyes. Is like, yeah, he's basically still there, and he's still, being the leader for his guys, which is fucking pretty impressive and cool. So,
Yeah. Did
and I,
it change your expectation a little bit? Because I think you said after 10 years you kind of wanted to be an autopilot, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, but I've always told. I mean, I've talked to you and him about it, and I'm like, it's impossible. Like this kind of business is like the
The
service
quality,
business.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, and I always thought it was impossible. But everybody says like, oh, you can do it, and everybody like, there's a bunch of shops that do it. The owners don't do shit anymore. They don't touch any cars. But I'm just like, either you have like a really good team of people that do quality work that your customers are really satisfied with it, but it's just hard. I
Yeah.
think like I think like him, you always have to be there if you want it to be your way, where it's quality and you're being what do you call it, a reputable shop that you're gonna be known for that. You got to be there. The owner does. So yeah, it did change up a little bit for me, the way I thought, in a way, because I was kind of more exiting. I was closer to say on the scale of always have to be there
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of my life. And then there's the I can exit out and move on to different things. I was getting closer to that, to exiting it out and moving on to things and just letting the business. It is what it is. Don't worry what everyone has to say. You're never gonna be able to satisfy nobody because everybody says that.
Yeah.
I was getting closer to that because everybody keeps telling me that, but now I'm going back to no. I got to be here forever if I want to do it. Do this. So at least in my standard and quality.
No, I get you. I get you.
But
Yeah,
you,
once you start getting other people involved, I could see where how shit starts getting watered down, like in terms of
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure customer service, maybe the time it takes to work on a vehicle. Not everyone's going to be as experienced as you, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's just going to go down, bro.
Yeah, you have to accept that your business is going to be like that. And it's not going to be known to be the best of the best. It might be known to just be a 4.5 on the Google scale, of business, or even a 4.0, and just accept that. Like we're just here to do our job the best we can, my employees, and that's all we can do for you. Like those people, they're like, well, and versus me, I'm like, what can I do to make it better and some?
I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it, but I think it'll take longer compared to the other thing we just talked about.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Like if you just hire 3 people right now and you just start taking on all the fucking work you can, yeah, that shit gonna take a hit for sure. But like, shit, maybe if it's one, you're not taking too much more work. Kind of like what you were doing with your other employee. Like the quality did not suffer because you were kind of always there. To be
Yeah, I was
honest,
always.
yeah, but it
Yeah.
did take time from you as well. So yeah, it seems like there's something there, but yeah, I don't fucking know what it is, bro.
I don't know. That's
Yeah, that's shit for the future.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro.
For now, I think it's working out the way it is for me. So
Yeah, have you want to go check out his gym yet?
no, I haven't.
I'd be curious about that
Yeah,
because he said he had a logo on the fucking dumbbell. That's insane.
yeah,
That's
that's pretty
fucking
dope.
sick.
He probably had to buy quite a bit in bulk to.
Yeah, for sure, bro. He probably has like
I don't think they just engrave
fives to like 20 or 50s. I mean, like at least. At
Mhm.
least. It's a lot of sets.
That's pretty dope. We'll have to go there and check it out.
Yeah, I'm interested.
I'll
I
see
ain't
if he's
gonna lie.
there after we're done with this and see. But
That's crazy if he's still there, like at 10:30 and shit.
mhm.
That's wild. No,
Yeah,
shout out.
we never know. So
Yeah, that's facts, bro. That's because he's literally right behind you, huh?
yeah, we could like walk over there,
That's fucking crazy.
or like he says, I could throw a football. Like
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah. No, shout out to him, bro. And yeah, it sounds like you, for some reason, knew what kind of beer he liked too. So it seems like he was appreciative that
yeah,
you did that gesture. So that was kind of funny.
yeah. I mean, I've always seen him around with when he comes over here just to talk to me, or I go over to his place to hang
Mhm.
out or whatever after hours. Yeah.
That's dope.
So
That reminds me of my dad. I ain't gonna lie. My dad's on the Bud Light though. My dad's always on the Bud Light.
yeah,
Yeah. So no, okay.
yeah, man. But what else is new for this week?
Shit.
Taxes are finally due and paid for most people that obviously
For personal taxes, yes.
personal taxes.
The
Yeah.
tax deadline was yesterday.
Yeah.
So unless you filed an extension, then you have until like October or some shit like that.
October 20th, I seen that. I was like,
It's
God
far as
damn.
fuck, dude. I heard though that if you owe money, there's like you're still gonna have to have a penalty somewhat. I don't know how true that is. I've seen that somewhere.
Penalties and interest and all kinds of shit they add on to
Well, if
that.
you had the extension, I thought the extension would free you from all that because like, oh hey IRS, I need a little bit more time. It's like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. But I feel like it's way better they file the extension than say, you know what, fuck that.
And say no and just forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I should probably look into that a little bit more. But I just get to the point to know enough to sell that shit, and then just kind of, I was like, all right, that's kind of it. So
You have people that like question you way more than.
dude, fucking all the time, bro.
Oh, really?
And on the phone, I'm gonna be honest, I'd be on chat learning a fuck ton of shit, responding to crazy shit. Like I'm good as
probably asking it as
dude,
you're
I'm
going.
good as fuck at that. I ain't gonna lie. Like I don't want to say bullshit, but like I'll just like maneuver the conversation to get some answers. Because yeah, some person was asking me all kinds of shit. Because we had to call. Sometimes we have to call people that already bought taxes and be like, hey, the tax professional said that you have to file these additional forms, and it's like fucking form 1116. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So then I'm googling shit because the client's like, oh, you need to fucking purchase this because of this, and they're like, oh, what the fuck, why? And then I have to fucking explain, and sometimes I have no fucking clue. So then I'm just kind of in there, or sometimes I literally don't care, and I'm just like, I'll be honest, I have no clue. Like let's look into this. I feel like if you approach it like that, some people don't even really mind that because I sometimes I'm direct. I'm like, yo, I'm just a sales guy. Like,
Yeah, like if
you
you
know.
just by even going out of your way, you're doing more than
Yeah,
your
exactly.
job
And I
or
tell them though, I'm like, but you're the person that's doing your taxes for you is an actual fucking tax professional. You know, I'm just kind of the guy that
the middle guy.
hands you off basically to your tax pro, so that way you know he can do all that. So, but no, yeah, I definitely get some crazy ass tax questions sometimes, and sometimes I'm really like, yo, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about,
Hmm.
but yeah, yeah, a bunch of interesting shit, bro. Even like with old real estate that I found out, a lot of people have rental properties that
Hmm.
do taxes sometimes. Just be learning a little bit more about that and how do they report them, or if they have like under an LLC. So it's really interesting shit. It's probably
I mean, I'm not sure if you know much
I
about
don't.
that, but on rental properties, what's the tax you pay? Is it just the income you're making off of it? Obviously,
Yeah,
like
but
the rent.
you could write out so much shit on that, bro. They're
Oh
like
yeah, I'm sure.
depreciation. Like I thought fucking real estate appreciated. Why are you claiming depreciation?
Hmm.
Like you could because the building is getting older. So there's a bunch of shit you can do, bro. 100%, bro. Like anything can be like a write off for that shit.
You could technically almost have it be like a zero income kind of thing, huh?
Technically,
Because
let's
like
yeah.
you don't ever really use uh, a rental property to help you buy. I guess if you are in the market to buy more, then
Dude, there's so much. Let's say you install like a fucking $15,000 heater in that shit. To my understanding, is you can either write it off for that year, like 100%, or
or
you can like divide them by like I think it's like 5 years. So that
mhm,
way it offsets everything a little bit. So
depreciation of it. Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of shit. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of taxes can get complicated. It's not like it's not as simple as you think sometimes. Like sometimes it can be,
Hmm.
but it also be really like really confusing. Especially with a bunch of like protection some rich people do. They'll
Mm.
have a trust. They'll have the trust own the LLC, and then they have the LLC own the house, and it
Mm.
just becomes fucking confusing. And it's like, what the fuck? So
Just to protect themselves.
yeah, or even like if they get sued or some shit like that, like yeah, they can't even track it, bro. I don't know how that. Like on some real shit, sometimes I'm like, how the fuck can you hide things? It's confusing, bro.
Mm.
Sometimes like some people, well, we don't do this, so we don't really come across this, but people are setting up like different
Just like
things on like,
loopholes.
but like in a fucking like a random island that the U.S.
Mm.
owns. It's like, oh yeah, we'll have something here. It's crazy as shit to be honest. So
It's a little wild.
yeah, not too many people do that. Obviously, that's like people that are on some other shit. Because I'm talking to like regular people,
Hmm.
you know, small business owners, sometimes medium business owners, but like large corporation, like billionaire fools, those are definitely not our clients. Those are usually people that are those people just have their fucking attorney on the line, you know? Like
Hmm.
you already know how it is. Like us is more like, hey, you know, we can't really afford an attorney and pay fucking $300 an hour. Come to us, you know, we'll make it cheaper, basically,
Yeah.
affordable. But yeah, bro, shit is crazy. But you said you filed your taxes as well. But you have so when you do your taxes, hopefully I'm not sounding confusing. Is it a 1040 form 1040, and then you add the Schedule C? Does that sound any like somewhat familiar at all?
Yeah.
No,
I know 1040. Yeah, for sure.
because I fill out a 1040. Everybody fills out like personal
Hmm.
taxes. That's 1040, no matter what.
It's like a yeah. I don't know how. I
No,
am
I get
lost
you.
in that
Yeah,
whole world.
it's a fucking it's nuts. But I think if you have an LLC, you're the single member.
Yeah, you can still. It's still like the personal thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that means you have Schedule C on there.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's the way I've done it. Because at first I always thought I had to do taxes like right on the April 15th deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Not April 15th, March 15th. That's like for businesses like
Oh,
S corps and
yeah, that's
you know.
usually partnerships, corporations.
And I always thought that was like my thing. So I was always
Mm,
like always stressing to get it
stressing.
done by then. And then I think until like last year, the last couple of years I was paying someone. This is the first year I went back to doing it by myself again.
Gotcha.
And they're like, "Oh no, you got till like the 15th of March." And I was like, "The fuck?" Or not March, April.
Yeah,
And I was like, if I get fucking penaltyized or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
penalized, whatever it is what it is. I'm like, I'll just take his word. But yeah, I never did. So, and then after I did some more research, I was like, yeah, I'm technically
Yeah,
like
yeah. You're good. You're
still
good.
like a single member.
Yeah,
So,
the only way it'll change is if you add another owner, then
hmm
you're classified as a partnership. Now you have to file a whole different form, something
yeah,
called a 1065, and then you could file your personal taxes. But then if you do an S corp, or you can still keep your LLC and be taxed as an S corp,
hmm
then you're basically doing taxes as a corporation. And then they give you something called a K1 that you take to your personal taxes and
hmm
report. It's fucking. I'm telling you, bro.
yeah. My
It's
lender was
crazy.
telling us a little bit about that. When I was like, we're in the process of trying to like figure out what we're gonna do taxes wise this year,
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, that sounds confusing as fuck. But he was telling me like, dude, I think you're gonna save a lot of money doing it that way. He's like, and you can do it any time of the year. Like, you can just like switch over. Because I was like, do you have to do it like right at the beginning of the year, like right when the basically to start fresh with
Yeah.
the taxes and everything? He's like, no, you do it whenever. He's like, they just kind of like do like some kind of an adjustment or some shit. I don't know. But I heard from it's just a bunch of shit you hear. Somebody else was like, well, if you're not really making like 500 plus a year, he's like, I really don't recommend it. But then I heard people that say like, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you're making like over 200 or something, like you're totally fine doing it. So
That's what I've heard too. Like I definitely don't know for sure because I always tell people go talk to, the professional people. But yeah, I think it's under, let's just be safe. Let's say over 100. It's better to have S corp. But LLC, I think you're still good. And if you're like starting off, you don't know what the fuck's going on. That's why usually people, that's like one of the number one questions they ask. Should I file an LLC or an S corporation? And I'm always like, it depends. Mostly because I don't want to get fired for giving legal advice.
Yeah, you can.
But yeah, it's like, yo, it just depends, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I always say though, this is the thing that always saves my ass. Is like, oh, I always see other people or our number one entity people file. Kind of giving that social proof thing.
Yeah, you're not saying what you agree with.
Yeah,
or what you think.
I'm just saying, I'm just observing something, and I
Yeah.
just said it basically, and that usually does a trick, and they're like, oh, okay. So yeah, but don't take my word for it 100%, but just that's what people do,
Yeah, I gotta look into that. Eric actually was the pest control guy.
Yeah.
He was actually telling me about his tax guy, so I might be looking into his. And actually, it was more affordable than I thought. Obviously, it's for him. My business might be a little more. I know they judge everything off your kind of business, how many employees
transactions
you
you
have,
have and shit
so,
too.
But I thought about doing it, but it's just like it's just another expense, and it sucks. But at the same time, you have the peace of mind that it's done right, and you're not gonna have nothing coming back after you because literally a legal tax person did it. So,
Got you. That's facts though.
but yeah, I might look into that. But I don't know what I got me going into that. It was something about the S corp stuff,
Yeah.
and I think he went S corp finally. But that's kind of what made him find a tax person because there's just a lot more shit that goes into an S corp.
Oh yeah,
Tax.
because you got to do quarterly. We already do quarterly, like you already with Utah state tax, but like you have to do it quarterly with the IRS too. So yeah, it definitely gets more expensive doing your taxes. But the I guess the dream or the hope is that amount you're spending will save you more on taxes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
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 So.
Dad was telling me like I would have at least saved 15,000 doing it if I was an S corp.
I wonder how they calculated that. What the fuck? 15,000? Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it after because
so
I get you.
But yeah, man, it was a tax and what else is new this?
Yeah, man. Well, fuck, bro. We kind of haven't filled up the people. It's been about a couple weeks, but honestly, for me, it's been business as usual. On some real shit, basically just to catch up real quick. Just moved in. Girlfriend moved in. We're like 95% done, so I got to get like a mirror and a couple things. But yeah, man, it's been pretty good. Did my first hike last week. That was amazing.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Just
cold
quick.
Still?
Hell no, shit. We're ready to go. Yeah, so
we're not supposed to snow, huh?
Fuck, dude. I haven't checked the weather. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
That
Anyways,
sucks.
yeah, it's supposed to come back down again, which sucks because we're like in the 70s. I think like last week it was like super high, like probably 70s, 60s.
Yeah, it was in the 70s. Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of snow still up there, or is it pretty much all melted?
Nope.
It was all good.
I went to waterfall. That's like where everyone fucking goes, to be honest with you. But that's just like the starting one, just to gauge everything. Last year when we went, usually around this time, shit, I was up to like my fucking knee of water, like going through. This time, it wasn't shit. So that kind of just shows me that, we didn't get as much snow as the year previously. But yeah, it was good, bro. Got up usually the fastest I've ever done that shit, 30 minutes up, like no breaks. And then this time, no breaks again, but we took fucking 42 minutes. I was like, what the fuck? So I'm a little rusty. But maybe last time we were just fucking jogging that shit up there or something. That shit was...
Yeah, 30 minutes is insane. I mean, I haven't gone up in a while, so I really don't have like an
idea. Like a little reference or something.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, but yeah, shit, I can't complain, bro. Being outside, trying to be more outside as well, now that we have some great weather. So yeah, I encourage everybody to go out there and go get some fucking sun,
Yeah, go do some nature things.
Yeah, it's a bunch of shit, man. Have you been outside at all?
Not really. Just been walking around the shop here, around the lot. Go pick up, take out the trash. Go pick up the mail. Do a few
Yeah.
laps.
Regular shit, regular shit.
Breathe
Okay.
in the air. Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Nah,
No,
I
but I
got
haven't
you.
been out or nothing like that yet. Honestly, probably the hikes are the only things I actually go out like to something. I guess this
Mm.
Saturday we're going to a park. My girl's gonna play that soccer thing I was telling you
Oh, yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
It's a fucking turf field, so it's not even like. As I say, that's probably the closest thing would be like to like going outside to a park or something, but
Gotcha, gotcha,
it's
gotcha.
turf.
Okay, pa.
But yeah, man.
What
What
about you, man? What about you, man? What's
I just been working, brother. Just
yeah. That's what I'm
working,
saying.
working, trying to get caught up. I kind of put myself in a bad spot because I took on, 3 wraps, and wraps are one of those jobs that are unpredictable. And yeah, sure enough, that's how I went. So I'm basically working like one week behind right now.
Oh
So where I
shit.
should have been with anything with the last 3 weeks, I was one week behind exactly like on everything because one car took a lot longer. But next one down, next one down, next one down. So
Shit, like a little chain reaction basically.
yep. So the current car I'm working on should have been done last week, literally today. Um,
When that happens, do you have to like notify everybody, hey, I'm sorry, we had you scheduled for this week, but we're gonna have to pull it back a week, or how's that usually go?
no, I mean I think it's worked out as of right now. I haven't had to tell anyone about it. I just been working around the clock to make it work still. So basically I tell everybody a time frame. It's gonna be a week and a half, 2 weeks for your car to get wrapped. Um, this happened to be 3 cars in a row.
Yeah.
And so technically today would have been a week and a half for one car to get done. The current one I'm working on right now, the last one. That's a big one, wrap wise. I told him week and a half, 2 weeks. So technically, Monday will be 2 weeks since he dropped it off. So I'm still in the green as far as like time frames, but
Okay.
I mentally plan to be fucking done by today
Got you. Okay.
because tomorrow I have like another big one dropped off. So, but now that other one's gonna have to be lingering around, and then I'm gonna have to bust ass on that one to get
To
caught
catch
up.
up on the other one.
Yeah, but I've been making all the deadlines meet.
That's
That's
fucking
just
crazy,
working
bro.
until 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, overall, I mean, I can't complain. It's been good. Yeah, I'm happy to. I guess I'm in a better, sometimes a mental state when I'm really busy. Just like hustle and don't have to worry about work coming in and any of that stuff that comes with work and money and overhead and all that stuff with life. But now it's just a matter of busting down and getting these cars out.
Got you.
But other than that, it's been good.
That's good, bro.
Trying to think what else has been kind of new around here. I already talked about the third shop, obviously
Yeah.
not being in my possession now, so it is a little easier to take care of just two and not have like in the back of my head thinking like I gotta go in there and check on some stuff like
Mm.
because I always think of the worst things sometimes. I'm like something could happen and like I have a shop full of cars that are really expensive and it's just obviously we have insurance and all that stuff to cover, but it's just a problem you don't want to deal with. So it's a little nicer breathing and going to sleep knowing that I know it's in the shop and I know everything that I did was all solid. So, but yeah, what else? But yeah, man, that's kind of it. Just been trying to get through life, get through work.
Yeah, bro.
Last week I was entertaining a few job potential people, like not job potential people.
Oh,
Doesn't make
okay.
sense.
Employees?
Employees, yeah. Um, I hit two up. One that I thought was potentially going to be not working for himself anymore, but ended up that he had to relocate because some other reason that he had going on there. But he ended up getting another shop, so he didn't go through with work out obviously. And then I hit up another person that left me their resume, and they had found a job now. So I was like, well, this could either be a sign or just it is what it is. And the more people I talk to too, they're kind of in the same spot where they're just like, do I want to hire someone or because like the whole economy thing right now, right? We keep hearing that's going to crash or it's already crashed. It's going to get tough, and a lot of people are kind of in the spot where like it's good right now, but if it gets really slow, like what am I going to do with 2 extra guys that I hired for just for a little short time because it was super busy? So I feel like it made me feel good about it because I thought I was the only one thinking that way, but I guess a lot of people are kind of in that same mindset where they're kind of just like
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
You know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So yeah, we'll see. As of right now, I mean, I think I've been making it manageable by myself, even
Yeah,
though.
no, 100%. So if someone comes in, asking for a job, like you'll entertain the idea, basically. Is that where you're at right
Well, the
now?
people that I was entertaining, they were fully professional, like fully
Okay,
100%.
only people that have done it previously.
Yeah,
So if someone walks
here's a
in
car. I'm gonna go do that.
straight out of high school, you're gonna say, "Get the fuck out of here," basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically. Yep. Now I got a lot of those people. I have a lot of people
There's
that,
a surplus at him.
yeah, yeah. You can go find something else or come to me when you're good because I just don't have the time no more
To
to
train
do
people.
that,
I get you.
and it just doesn't work out for me because I spend a lot of time and up to even a year. I'm like Jeff. I'm just like very stubborn and I'm like I want to make it work and instead of being like, oh, 3 months it didn't work out, get out. On to the next one. I'm always like, no, we can
Gotcha.
make it work.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Or
Gotcha. Gotcha.
he's got it in him. But so yeah, I just looking for anybody that's actually 100% ready to go. Like can just
Okay.
come in and do the job.
Well, there you go. This might be a great opportunity for people in Ogden, Utah. Shit, if you're not too far.
Yeah.
If you know anybody that has some experience, well, shit. What in particular are you looking for? If you
Someone that can do PPF intent.
There we go.
That's it. Yeah.
There
Because
we go.
I don't need nothing else. I don't need someone that can rap because I don't do a lot of those raps, even though I've been doing a lot recently. But I can handle those, and detailing would be great. But detailing is not an all year thing, anyways. It gets slow in the winter, and I have to lay you off again, so or someone
Okay.
else off. So
Got you. So yeah, that makes sense. So
10,
yeah,
10 ppf. I know I can hold them around year round, and
got you.
they'll give me a lot more free time if it's slow, which will allow me to
Yeah.
get more work for them or more just work on the shop. Just basically just work on getting more people or advertisement stuff that I don't have time to do.
No, I get you. I get you.
So
That
yeah,
makes sense. Well, there you go. If anyone knows,
yeah,
hit
send
up the
them our
boy.
way,
Yeah,
my
man.
way.
Exactly. So, all right, man. Well, shit. Besides that, well, fuck, bro. We kind of updated everybody. There's not really been too much big life changing events going on recently. Has not really.
Not in the world. I mean, the
Shit,
world's
man.
there's always some shit going
Oh
on, but
shit, the fucking news is you always turn it on. It's always some pessimistic ass viewpoint that it's
yeah,
always gonna be some bad shit. Because now that I've realized that a recession has been coming since like 2020, since the whole COVID shit, and it's been 5 years later, and we're still talking about it. It's kind of like, yeah, if you focus on the news, you're mostly just gonna get bad shit. To be honest with you, like all the time. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be the bad news. Sometimes it's
hmm
like me. It depends who you follow, I guess. But like social media. So, yeah, I'm not saying don't necessarily be like worried and be precautious. Like, obviously save money, lower expenses, live below your means, shit like that. But, don't take the news too fucking serious. Or I feel like you could get depressed just fucking hearing all that
Oh,
shit.
dude, that gets scared the shit out of you.
You'd be like,
'Cause,
oh, I'm gonna fucking die and shit. Like, crazy shit, bro.
yeah, some people, yeah, the news is like definitely not for everyone to be looking at. I feel like I never look at it for a reason because I just feel like
No, yeah.
it's it's shit that just they over.
No, they over exaggerate all that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Or they only show like a certain viewpoint and not the good side. Like, I remember when I was growing up, or even when I was like 17-ish, I would tell my parents, I was like, "Why the fuck y'all watching Primer Impacto?" Like they just were reporting the craziest shit, bro. It was like, oh, some lady in this city in Mexico, her son was mad and fucking killed her, and I'm like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, okay, cool, like, well, not cool, but it's like, I'm pretty sure, there's other cool stories, that you could have heard. Like, why does it
Positive
matter?
stuff.
Yeah, like if it was like worldwide and influence is gonna impact you, I get it. But like some random lady getting killed in like, a different country and just making you feel bad and shit, it's like kind of like, what the fuck? So, but
Yeah.
that's what get the clicks on some real shit. That's what, you know, anything that
It's a
causes
business,
some shit
man.
like that. It literally is, bro.
It's a business. Yeah.
They
That's
want your
just.
attention, and how you're gonna get attention? Like seeing fucked up shit. Like people are just all like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
No one's gonna be like, "Oh, let me turn on the news. Oh, everything's good. Oh, hell yeah!" Like they're gonna stop watching that shit. So, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
we're the problem.
Yeah. I don't really keep up with that. I did see like I think it was a few weeks ago when that whole state capitol thing here in Salt Lake. I thought that was like some weird shit. I
See,
seen
I
it.
didn't even hear that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
I didn't see the news. Well, somebody told me about it like 3 weeks later. They're like, "Oh, did you see the news about this?" And I was like, "No." Apparently, like there was like a whole protest outside the state capitol that,
Okay,
um,
what are they
where they were saying
protesting?
that there was like buses that were dropping people off, to protest. like crazy shit that you would hear like you know in DC or some shit, but it was happening here in Utah, and I was like, nope, don't really care for it. I mean, they fucking wasted their time if they were trying to get my attention because I don't even watch the news or I don't know what the point of protests are either. But yeah, I
Yeah,
stay away from that. I got more important shit to do. I mean, I got to worry about living and putting food on my table, and yeah, so I probably should care a little more sometimes because some of that stuff does affect me maybe down the road or my kids or whatever when I have some. So
I
that's what
get
people
you.
always tell me. Cause I'm like, I really don't like, I don't get into that whole political stuff because I'm like, just doesn't have, I have no control over it. It doesn't have nothing to do with me. Like they're going to pick what they want regardless or do what they want. So, and they're, yeah, but what about your kids down the road and all this? And I'm like, they kind of make me feel guilty about it. I'm like,
You're like, I don't got no kids right now. I don't worry about
yeah,
that
I don't
right
got to worry
now.
about it right now, but it is
That's
true in a
facts.
way where it's just like, yeah, I guess it does affect people down the road, which if you have kids and yeah, you're leaving someone behind.
Yeah,
But
well, fucking one thing that's affected. We basically have a mutual friend that's in the vape industry,
mm-hmm.
and yeah, so I guess here in Utah they banned flavored vapes for for all the nicotine heads.
Mm,
Shit, Well, I guess there's other ways to do nicotine, but if flavored vapes were your main consumption of nicotine, then you're probably not too happy here. But basically, if you're in sales for a for in that industry, you basically lost a lot of sales, basically
yeah,
potential sales, because you can't sell that shit anymore. So it's just yeah, it just kind of goes that yeah, sometimes the government and politics can affect your livelihood if you're in the industry that affects at least,
yeah, that's crazy.
right?
I would have never thought like something like that would have affected someone that we knew or anything like that,
Dude,
right?
it's a lot of people because I don't know if you've heard about the IRS like layoffs and shutoffs after the new president.
Mm-mm.
Basically, it was a fucking big ass protest here in Ogden in front of the IRS building because they said, yeah, basically a lot of you're gonna be fired. So a lot of people were laid off or
Mm.
whatever, and yeah, they had fucking protests outside doing the
Yes,
whole thing.
somebody was telling me that they sold that whole building. Like the IRS, obviously, not the whole building. IRS was using the top floor. I actually had to go in there last year to
Oh,
fix some
okay.
shit that they had fucked up on my taxes,
Yeah, I'm not sure what the
but
fuck.
apparently they closed that whole office down now. So it's like all those people are unemployed or working at the main one down here, the other IRS building. Who knows?
Yeah,
But
I've heard both stories though. Like I've heard that some people were literally not doing shit, like at all.
oh, I believe it.
And then I've also heard, oh, some other people were. So and it's. I feel like they're both right though.
Yeah,
You're always gonna have good and bad apples. So yeah, unfortunately, the bad apples are gonna fuck up a lot of the things for most people. Usually, it does work like that. Like usually, you get something good wherever you're at, work, school, something like that. Someone pushes the fucking limits, take advantage of it, and it's like, all right, fuck everybody. It's kind of sad.
yeah, yeah. We always hear people like, "Oh, I mean, I got my work done today in 2 hours, and then I just took the rest of the day off." So it's like, okay, so
Yeah.
you did, but it wasn't even like a sales kind of thing, or like they're busting
Mm,
out the sales and getting them done in 2 hours. It's like they somehow
at a
like
factory or something.
yeah somehow fucked it up
They're on like
where
a hourly wage, basically. Is
yeah,
what
so they're
you're
still
saying.
getting paid for the rest of the day,
Got
but
it.
they
Got it.
somehow managed to
Yeah,
make the work only two
I
hours
get you. I
worth,
get you.
and they're still meeting all their markers or whatever the fuck they have to do. So,
Okay.
which is like one of those things like eventually someone down the road is gonna be affected by this, where it's like, all right, all you guys get fucking fired now, and some of the people who actually needed that job that were actually working the 8 hours, trying hard, and these guys were just fucking doing bare minimal to
Yeah, fucking off and shit.
get it in 2 hours. So eventually it comes back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, but
I've
I feel
seen
like
that.
jobs like that don't last too long as well. Maybe they'll last a couple years. Like if you're getting paid good money
Hmm.
and you're not doing shit, it usually takes. It could take maybe even a couple years because what happens is just people in charge move or investors come in or basically there's this changes.
Hmm.
Time has changed. Like it's inevitable. Like for example, when I started working where I work, everything was fucking completely different. I have a different boss, I had different employees, friends, everything. Now fucking everything's like completely different. So just give it enough amount of time, and that shit will
Yeah. Well,
probably
it's
go
just like the
away.
government, bro. Like, the current president got involved and Elon and all that, and they're like, fuck, everybody just got shot of luck. Like all that money people were getting paid, like,
Yeah,
millions of dollars that people were getting paid that had no idea what the fuck it was going to. Like someone was getting that money. Now they're fucked. So it's like eventually it comes around to bite you in the ass where
yeah,
you're out of luck with that. But yeah, I've known people that literally doing this every day for years as of right now, and I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool, I guess. But as long as it doesn't
It's
like affect me in a way, so
it's. I feel like with that, it's good and bad because for a brief period of time, I was kind of like that because 2020, everybody got sent home
mm-hmm.
and no one knew what the fuck was going on. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, everybody go home. We were going to the office every day. It's like, what the fuck? Like, it's just weird. A lot of people, I don't know. I feel kind of like the time froze for a little bit, but like in retrospect, going back in time, I was probably like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was having quote unquote fun,
Mm-hmm.
basically not doing shit. But like I look back and sometimes I'm like, fuck, dude, I wish I would have done something else. I don't know if there was anything else to do necessarily. Maybe get a new job or something. But I feel like it built bad habits. Is what
Oh,
I'm trying
take
to tell
advantage
you.
of like the free time you had, might have maybe,
Well, not necessarily.
or
Yeah, I
money,
guess
or money, I
money was
guess.
coming in. Money was no issue. During that fucking shit, I ain't gonna lie. But in terms of just me, I guess, and like wanting to grow, because
Oh,
it
okay,
basically built bad habits. Is what I'm trying to say.
gotcha. So like the time frame of your life, that time.
Exactly.
Okay,
So yeah,
gotcha.
you work. Let's say in your example, you work fucking 2 hours
Mm-hmm.
for a year or two. If everything goes back to normal, to a regular job, and now you have to work 8, now you're gonna be entitled. You're gonna be fucking lazy. A bunch of shit. And I ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie, when shit like that flipped at my job,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people couldn't switch back, bro. They got stuck in that lazy shit,
I
and
forgot you kind of went through that yourself, yeah.
yeah, and everybody got fucking fired basically. Like not everybody, but a good amount of people. We probably fired maybe about a good 10 people in the last 2 years, and it's not a big team. It's like fucking 18 people on our team, so
Yeah,
it's like more than
it
yeah,
was
a little
noticeable,
bit more
man.
than half. Oh, 100%, bro. Like
Like damn.
I'm saying, people just get entitled, bro, and just fucking. And at the end of the day, it's like, okay, cool. That little brief period of time where I wasn't doing shit, having fun in my life, is like, was it worth all that bullshit that it kind of came with? Because I do remember watching a video on YouTube saying, yo, like, this is how it was during COVID. Now that everything's coming back, like, only the people that, yeah, are basically doing shit are going to stay. It's kind of what the
Mm-hmm.
video said. It's kind of when, this maybe like 2, 3 years ago. And then I was like, oh, fuck, like, gotta start changing some shit around. So, no, I just say that because, okay, yeah, it might be fun and all that shit, but it doesn't necessarily do anything for you. It just makes you, I'm gonna be honest, like a lazier person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't recommend a lifestyle like that.
No, and the specific person that I'm knowing, they actually have their own business. That's kind of what made me see it that way. But I was just like, that's fucking, because I was just like, how the fuck do you have all this time and still have money? And yeah, they're saying, oh, like, I knock out my work, like,
But
but
they're a business owner.
yeah, they have like their own little side business, yeah.
Do they have
So,
employees and shit?
they have one right now, but that's why I was just like, I guess that works out.
Yeah, hopefully it works out for them because I don't wish
Hopefully the business works
bad.
out fast enough that in case some shit goes wrong by with their actual day job, that their business is already operating and going. But yeah, they've been doing this for a minute. Where
Okay, are
so
they being lazy at the business or the job though?
their job, technically, they're doing their job how it's required by the company, but they get it done in 2 hours. So
And then
by
use their extra time for the business, but that
mhm.
they're not half and ass the business. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
after
yeah, I
by
would hope not. Fuck, if your own business, you half-ass in your own business is crazy.
yeah, been doing it for 2 years now. So I mean, obviously the business is building. They have an employee now and stuff. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I can tell you after the pod, I guess what it is.
Bet.
But yeah, there's a lot of situations like that. I don't even know what got us talking about that at the beginning, but I'm trying to go back and think about that. We're talking, I guess, the news,
Yeah, just being fucking
change and
change of it
people.
inevitable, bro.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna change. That's one of the biggest things that I've had to deal with. It's like, yo, everything that you like and enjoy right now, like it might not fucking be here. And yeah, sometimes you get a little sad, but then you think about whenever that time was when you were happy,
Hmm.
and you're like, well, shit, maybe I'm going through a phase like that right now, and I just don't know. And it's happened.
Yeah, I was telling my girl that today. We are passing by a place. She's like, "Oh, I just miss like how like back then this was that and this, and like we're passing like where there's a new development now, and
Yeah,
like they're building shit there, and like it used to be a golf course, and I'm like, she's like, I just like miss that, like like so much is happening and building, and they're kind of taking stuff down, and I'm like, well, like how you like just don't dwell too much on the past, right? Because like you're literally like you might in the future in 10 years you're gonna be looking back at right now like and wishing you can go back to where you were right now and Instead
Yeah.
of like, you're not really enjoying the moment, and just like, no, I am. I'm just, and that's kind of, I think we all get into. I always think about the past too, like, oh, I was cool back then. I did this and that. And later on, even though I'm working my ass off right now, thinking like, oh, this kind of sucks. I wish I can go back. In 10 years, I might go back to now and be like, damn, I kind of wish I just had those problems.
Those
Because
responsibilities.
now in the future, I
Yeah.
might have like 3 kids, and that might be a whole pain in the ass to
Oh,
deal with.
big time, bro.
And I'm gonna be like, damn, I wish I would just overloaded with the work and I had nothing, to worry about when I got home. And now I got to think about, my family and more problems. And
Yeah, as I've noticed people like adulthood, I wouldn't say people's life get more miserable, but it seems like that, I ain't gonna lie. Like it's just people just I don't know, man. Just kind of get more stuck in like a certain type of thing and then just I don't know. Like you compare a kid to like a teenager, like I feel like a kid might still be, a little happier, but then you compare a teenager to like people our age,
Mhm.
teenagers still gonna be. And then every 10 years I feel like it gets worse. So like I don't know. Hopefully it's not like that for us because it's all attitude, in
Mhm.
my opinion. But for the majority, of people out there, it seems like the
It's
deeper you go,
yeah,
the deeper in the hole you
we
go.
start losing friends. You start losing, yeah, start doing less and less activities.
Yeah, not only do you lose friends, but it becomes way harder to make new friends.
Yeah,
Like, well, imagine you fucking 45. What are you gonna go to a bar and get fucking meet a random ass dude and be like, hey, come over and kick it? Like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
yeah.
I don't know. That's
How
crazy.
how would we make friends back then? School, obviously, right?
Oh yeah. School and then usually somebody knows somebody. Usually how it works.
Party.
Yeah. Well,
If
we
you go to
really
a party or we didn't party till we were
mm,
like in our 20s, but
nah. Yeah.
um,
It's
I'm just
just friends
I'm
of friends, basically.
I guess, I mean, as you get an adult, I guess what you can look forward to, like, is if you have like neighborhood parties, you can fucking meet the neighbor, and the neighbor might bring his uncle, not an uncle, fucking
A neighbor party. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm just a little down or not down with that idea because my neighbors are both older than me, like
mm,
15, 20 years.
I'm not part of that either, but our neighborhood has
Yeah.
parties and we get invited
That's really?
sometimes. So I'm like, I can meet my neighbor, and then his cousin's in town with his wife, and now we know them. And I mean, it seems like that. A lot of people have like, or kind of a little neighborhood community thing.
Gotcha,
I
gotcha,
didn't go
gotcha.
to the last one that they did. My girlfriend actually went with her sister. But yeah, that was
Damn.
literally last year when we were, not the last year. I think it was like the first year I moved in there. Yeah, it was last year, obviously. But it was that summer. I think I was doing the McLaren. I had a bunch of shit going on because I was like trying to move and at the same time trying to expand here. Had to work. Yeah, it was a hectic time last summer, I should say. But yeah, what was the last summer? Yeah, it was.
Time flies, bro. It's fucking hard to keep track of shit, bro. But yeah, neighbors are some other shit, bro. I was actually gonna ask you. You remember when we
2
went
years actually.
to? I helped you tent like a fucking building once or some
Yeah,
shit. Remember the lady and the guy that met you there?
yeah.
I'm wondering if those are the people that live right next to me now. For some reason, I just got a weird flashback, and I was like, "The fuck?" Do you remember
So
what truck do they drive?
yeah, white truck, white F-150.
Okay, it's probably not them then. They look really similar, I swear,
Oh,
bro. This guy drives a black Dodge. I don't know what he
oh,
drives,
okay.
but for some reason, I
You got
was
like
like,
the vibe.
I was like, these two people literally give me the same vibe as those people that we
Yeah,
met over there. But okay,
yeah. I don't know. I doubt it's them though, because I know. So I went into their house, he used to have like a semi truck. He used to work for a company, and they used to let him take the semi truck home, like a
gotcha.
and he actually lived like down the street from my house. And
Oh.
back then, it was like a ways out to fucking go that way for anything. Because I was like, who the fuck lives all the way out here? And now it's all developed. But he was telling me when he bought the house, he bought it for dirt cheap,
Oh, I
and it's a
bet.
corner lot now, and it has like an acre of property,
Oh shit.
so it's fucking worth a lot right now. Probably like, I don't know, maybe a mil or 900. And I think he
Damn.
bought it for like 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's
So
fucking crazy, bro.
um, yeah, hopefully they haven't moved. But no, I think I did see a truck there, but that would be crazy though if it was like actually like
Okay, no, I
it just
just
happened to be a coincidence.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not really good with first names, but sometimes even faces.
Hmm.
As long as you don't have if you're I don't know, you look unique enough, then maybe I'll
Hmm.
recognize. But no, I feel like I don't know, same vibes.
So
But
those are new
okay,
neighbors you have,
we will
or
basically have two.
newerish?
Yeah, basically both neighbors are newish.
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes I don't really make the effort to like be cool with neighbors. Is I'm never outside. Or I won't say never, but now I'm gonna be a little bit more outside. But I just feel I don't know, man. I just
I'm the same, bro.
I don't know.
I'm not close to any of my neighbors like that. I mean, my next door neighbor, I just when I see them, I say what's up. The other neighbors I see a lot more that aren't even my neighbors. Their kids are always out playing, so they're always like
Uh,
out with their kids or taking care of their
yeah.
kids, and they're always
Hey,
saying
what's
what's up to
up?
me or talking to me for a little bit. But yeah, it's more kind of just like a certain person you kind of see and talk to every once in a while. And a lot of them are young too, like that live
That's
by me
fucking
too.
dope.
They're all like in not young, but
Like 30s and shit.
yeah, they're all in like their 30s still. So it seems like I don't know, doing pretty good for themselves to
Okay, shout out.
yeah. But yeah, man. I guess that's how we make friends nowadays.
Your
Just fucking
fucking
going
neighbors are
to
your friends.
just joining any kind of community party or fucking any event. I guess that'd be the only thing. But yeah, it is true. You get to an age where shit just kind of starts going downhill, like this, people like to say.
It's fucked up because it's relationships, it sounds like, and also your body, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then again, there's always ways to, prevent this. Obviously, eating healthy, exercising, will, help your longevity.
Yeah.
Friends, obviously keep the friends that you do have, check in on them, fucking don't be more open-minded if they invite you out. Don't always say no. Because sometimes I've realized that sometimes I say either yes or no based on what I've said in the past, like habit-wise.
Mm.
So let's say someone invites me, I ain't gonna lie. I'll just say this. If I get invited to some sort of country club, like where they play country
Oh,
music,
country club.
or they play, or they're rodeo,
Uh-huh.
instinctually, I'm gonna be like, fuck no. Like, I hate that
Fuck
shit.
no.
But I'm like, oh, yo, it's not just you. You gotta check in with your girlfriend. Luckily, she don't like that shit either. So fuck, I don't fucking hate the
Howdy.
rodeo. I don't like that shit.
Come on, man.
I do not like that shit. But yeah, maybe it's not country, but like they invite you somewhere else, and it's like, ah, shit. I've been pretty good at that.
How about I invite you to the ranch with a bunch of side by sides and we go horseback riding and stuff.
That sounds fire.
That
That
sounds
sounds
fun.
fire. I ain't gonna lie. I would love to ride a horse. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute,
Especially
bro.
like out like in like going like in backcountry shit would be dope.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
Long,
I'm down with for
as
activities,
long
but
as the horse don't break down, because that should break down midway. Fuck.
the horse you said?
That's crazy how we use those things as a vehicle, bro. Like, hey, I'm expecting you to fucking get through all this fucking bush and rocks and get me to the top of the mountain.
Oh yeah, shout
Because
out the horses, man.
hey, shout out the horses, man. Just keep feeding them.
That
Keep.
was probably the first,
That's so dope.
maybe
When I
the
think about it.
first way to get around town back in the
Reliable
day.
as fuck too.
As long as you have food, yeah.
Just
You don't
gotta,
feed it, valio.
yeah.
It's fuck.
Just go park it in front of the neighbor's house. Have it eat some of
Their
their
grass and
grass.
shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
That's crazy,
crazy.
bro. You didn't have to like pay for gas back then. You just go park your horse.
But you still gotta pay for food though, hay and shit.
If there's no grass,
You gotta wash him. Well, I don't know what the fuck they do back then. But
wash.
dude, I'm pretty sure they eventually start stinking, bro. There's maintenance
Nah,
with that shit.
I don't know, bro. I think
You never wash a horse? That's crazy. I'm pretty sure you gotta wash a horse
hose it
sometimes.
down. Well, it's
Yeah,
because
yeah,
a
yeah,
horse
yeah.
is natural. It's not like a man-made item. It lived at one point on its own.
Yeah, but it's like if you let's say you had your dog, you never fucking groomed it at all. What would
Yeah.
happen?
If it was a long-haired dog, it'd be fucked. Like
That's
my
what I'm
older one.
saying.
But the short-haired
Yeah.
one, shit, that one can go like a year without being. Dude, I remember like our little dog baby. Fuck, I feel like a
Oh,
dick probably saying that.
Chihuahuas, bro.
Bro, she probably wouldn't get bathed maybe a whole year. Who knows? You know what I mean? It's a dog. It's like it just
Oh, it's a rodent, fool.
yeah. It's not like it. It's not like us,
Oh my
where
god.
if you don't wipe your ass, you're gonna stink. It's a dog. Like hey, it never wipes his ass. It's just
Nah, I
expected not
get
to
you.
stink. So, but yeah, eventually everything needs care. Obviously, I think with horses though, with like all the weight you put them on them and stuff, or weight putting on them,
Yeah.
their hoofs and shit gets fucked up. So
Yeah,
people
you
need
gotta,
horseshoes
yep,
and
do all that shit.
yeah, and that's probably what the maintenance part was back then. The
Yeah,
wash was
man.
probably just a good rain shower, and
Yeah,
that was a
that was it, right?
yeah,
Fuck, bro.
man.
Well, there we go, man.
Should go back to the old days.
Yeah, facts. Back in the fucking
Take me
old
fucking
days.
half an hour to ride my horse to work.
Shit, probably longer, bro.
You think?
Yeah.
I think I'd put that thing full speed.
Oh, full speed on
Yeah.
the asphalt. That's
No, that'd be
crazy.
dirt. Let's say
This dirt. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to fucking Google that one.
that would be crazy. Like for like a week, we just go back to old times, just horseback riding, and
Yeah.
fucking wagons and shit.
If you go to like where I'm fucking from in Mexico, like they don't. like obviously there's like a town and shit, but like if you go to the ranch areas, it's obviously way underdeveloped.
Hmm.
It feels like that, bro. You be fucking driving down these roads. Some of these fucking potholes look like they're 2 feet fucking deep, bro.
Jeez.
It feels like you're fucking bouncing, left, right, forward. Anyone that's been to Mexico roads, considering they're not asphalt, just like the dirt ones, yeah,
Hmm.
they'll tell you it's like, what the fuck was that? But yeah, they still kind of exist. Yeah, you just
Yeah.
fucking take a horse or to ranch to
You know
ranch.
what's crazy is that potholes never even existed until cars came into life. Like
You don't think a
oh,
fucking horse snapped his shit like going a
a
little too deep?
horse didn't. A horse couldn't make potholes, bro. But it's weird. I'm trying to think how a car makes potholes. I know for sure a car when you drive on a road a lot, like a dirt road, it creates like the path. You
I
know
ain't
what I
gonna lie
mean?
to you.
But
I don't
like,
know if I'm just being dumb as fuck, but I've never connected potholes to cars. I'm gonna be honest with you. Is
yeah,
that
bro.
really what causes potholes?
Yeah, I'm not. The fucking asphalt's not gonna just fucking cave in and fall apart for no reason. You know what I mean? Like all the holes that we get in the
But I
roads and
feel like
stuff.
eventually, like potholes gotta naturally just like there's gonna be looser ground here than here.
Maybe.
Like I don't fucking know. Okay,
I just feel like it's a lot of traffic, I guess, in one area. But I'm trying to think like a horse going over a lot, a big area. Like, oh, hey, son, we have a fucking 2 foot hole here now. Too many traffic of horses and humans through here. Who
yeah,
knows, man? I guess we can.
yeah, we're talking about some crazy shit right now.
Yeah, we're going back in time.
Literally.
We're thinking outside the box. So, anyways,
Yay, there
let's
we
not
go.
get too sidetracked here.
All right, man. Let's take it back to growth, man. Is there anything recently you've like learned? Because I feel like yeah, we always learn things all the time. But is there anything like maybe that you've heard recently, whether it be through a podcast or maybe through personal experience, where you're like, damn, like I'm a little better off after hearing that information.
Yeah, let me think. Probably the most recent stuff I just been learning about taxes, honestly, because that's what I was
That's what
into.
you've been focused
But
on.
that's just like in the last couple of days. Um,
Okay.
but I'm sure there is, bro. Like we said, we're always learning new things.
Yeah, it's a fact. I feel like it's one of those things where you learn some shit, but it's when you wanted to bring it up to like the top of the memory, it's not gonna come up. So, well, thankfully, I always do have some stuff that we can figure out. Okay, cool.
You I have a question. You ever think you think it's true? I seen this thing and it was basically they were saying like how bad do you really want it kind of thing. You think it's true or it's easy to a certain extent that you can really achieve anything you want. It just depends how bad you really want it.
Yeah, this is actually something that I've heard recently. Actually, that'll go well with this. It's like it's never been easier to like be successful in life,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it's also never been easier to basically like
Fuck.
just fuck off and not do shit.
Yeah.
Like basically distractions. It has never been as easy to be distracted,
Mm-hmm.
and it's never been easy to be like successful in some point. Because if you think about it, yes, we have all this fucking knowledge that's become available to us. Like we kind of understand shit, fucking AI, all this. But on the other hand, you got fucking so many like Netflix subscriptions, HBO, fucking Amazon, you name them. There's a lot of fucking video games out there. There's so many distractions. Those are just TV. Like
Mm-hmm.
anything could be a distraction, bro. Like fucking
Yeah, literally, oh, you fucking grab your phone, like
yeah, collecting
that's
fucking I don't know cards or just being just stuck on something. Like so yeah. So but it does come back to if you want it bad enough. Honestly,
yeah, yeah. It sparked
yeah,
a little thing in me where I was just like, I seen that and seen this dude talk about it, and it's fucking true. Like, how bad do you really want it? Like, do you really fucking want that? You can make it happen.
yeah,
There's fucking consequences that come with it, you know? Like not consequences, but like shit that's gonna come with it as far as like
Oh, it's not gonna be easy though. Just by saying, "Oh, it's never been easier to be successful," does not mean it's gonna come easy. Fuck
no.
no. Like you said, there's gonna be different things coming up, and sometimes yeah, you might get that sudden emotion where you're like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it," but that shit might just last 2 3 months. Like this shit got to be
I think with nowadays though, people are just stuck on their current situation. Like they can't go out of their
comfort. Well, that's the thing, bro.
yeah.
Like humans are made to be comfort. Like
And a
anything
lot
outside of that is
and a lot of things will be like relationships or the way of living that they currently live in. Like people
yeah.
are fucking scared to go out of that little thing.
That's just humans, though, bro.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
seen that and I'm like, it's true. Because nobody wants to like they know if they work too much, their spouse is gonna leave them. They know if they don't let go of their fucking cool ass brand new Altima, they're never gonna they're gonna have that overhead every month. So it's like there's people that are just stuck with that way of being, and they won't go as far as, I mean, I guess you have to kind of prioritize, I guess, what's going to be important to you. But I was thinking, like, it sounds like it's more,
Some people
I'm
don't
not
even
set
do
for
that.
everyone. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, if everyone, I guess, was willing to do that, it would be crazy. I guess it wouldn't be good, though, because then obviously it wouldn't be as special to become, um,
It'd just be harder for everybody because then you would have to, if everyone's doing the exact same shit as you, like you
mhm.
said, that means someone's going to be a winner. Not everyone could be winners. So basically, someone that's even better than everybody or collectively would be the winner.
Yep, someone still got to flip the burger, so
Yeah, in a sense. I mean, hopefully, a robot could do that in the day,
hopefully.
but yeah, 100%. And I just by being like this is something actually that opened my eyes, and this is because of my uncle. So shout out to him. He's
Shout
actually
out.
coming soon. But in my mind, I was like, yo, if you fucking work at a restaurant or some shit like that, like you fucking up.
Hmm.
That's my thought, right? In his realm, he's been working at a restaurant for maybe the last 10 years, but he actually owns that shit. Or partial owner, and he gets fucking good ass money. But I'm always in my head, I'm like, why the fuck don't you, probably like other people that judge businesses?
Hmm.
So why the fuck do you work so much? Why don't you just hire someone to replace you? Like in your case, I guess it's a little bit more difficult. But in my head, I'm like, it's like, you're fucking making food, Like, listen, I don't know.
How hard
Maybe
can it
it's,
be, you
yeah,
would think?
exactly. That's what, everybody fucking thinks.
It's probably hard. Harder than we think, probably.
100%. But he's not only just there fucking cooking food. It's, he's managing people, fucking making sure everybody, has their shit. Obviously, he's the owner there. All the employees are going to be more in line compared to, oh, fuck, the owner's not in today. Like, shit's
Mm.
just going to go down organically. So I would be thinking about that. I'm like, yo, he probably makes a decent amount of here, but on the back end, he's also getting percent of the fucking the revenue they're making.
Hmm.
So he's doing fucking amazing.
That's
But,
great.
but that's something where I was like, yo, just because you have a, I don't know, maybe not the best job, then you might think like that. Or even like how Jeff was saying, like in my head, I'm like, oh fuck, you're manufacturing, but it's like, yo, you fucking are an owner in that shit. So I basically would judge the industry,
Hmm.
but it's not. I shouldn't have been judging the industry. I should have been judging the what they're doing, like the opportunity, like how they're moving, basically. And that was definitely one of a big mistake because I feel like maybe like say for machining, I was back in the day, I was always like, I'm gonna be a fucking worker.
Yeah.
I never thought, oh, get good enough
You can
to
have your
eventually
own.
open my shit. Because yeah, because what Jeff was saying was fucking me up.
Yeah, he's doing one of fucking two. He's one of two companies in the world that make a certain product.
Yeah, but he was fucking me up even before that when he said that he quit his job, wanted to start a machine shop, and he didn't know how to even run the fucking machine.
He just bought the
That
machine.
fucked me up bad. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
how the fuck do you do that? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't believe that shit. Like, I was like, wow, like,
Yeah.
that shit fucking amazed me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, how the fuck? That's
Yeah.
insane,
Well,
bro.
he like he said, like he felt like he didn't even have like the. It wasn't even in him to do that, but then he said his wife was always kind of pushing him, like believing in him more
Than
than
himself.
himself,
That's
and
actually a current, yeah, concurrent theme that I've experienced or seen with both Eric and Jeff.
yeah,
Their wife
their
was
wives.
like the one that fucking,
It's true, man.
yeah, that low-key got me thinking too, though.
Especially when you already like have a family. If you don't have the partner, if you already have a family and your partner is not there to support you, then yeah, I'm sorry, but it's gonna be fucking. It's not gonna be. I
Ain't gonna be
guess.
easy, man.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be easy regardless, but it ain't gonna be even easier. It's
But
gonna
if
be
you
hard.
have someone there that's literally pushing you and backing you up, even more than making you believe more in yourself than you really believe in your own self, then
Yeah,
yeah,
man. You need
that's
those people, man. I ain't gonna
you
lie.
do.
Like even going back to my uncle, he was one of those people that was like, "Yo, like you can do some shit if you wanted to." And like I remember like going to his place, and he would be really open minded to be telling me shit, putting me on game, like showing me like his workers,
Hmm.
and I just be my observing how he talked to them and shit like that. I could see that there's like a mutual respect.
Yeah, the other respects for him.
Yeah, the respect and be like, "Yo, I'll fucking stay for you. Like, that ain't no fucking issue. Like shit like that." So yeah, bro, that's 100%. You need that support system.
That's a fact. That's what I mean. That's what makes any business a business. Yeah, I heard something that kind of like got something in me too the other day. I was like, damn, I gotta fucking either figure out this riddle or whatever the fuck it is to make employees work, but they're saying like if you don't have really employees, like you really don't have a company. Like you're just doing like
You're just self-employed,
it's a fucking
basically.
hobby. It's not even
I
like
wouldn't call it a hobby. That's a little too far. Fuck.
uh,
Yeah.
I mean, and he was putting a price to it. He's like, because in reality, if you're by yourself, you're only making this much. And I'm like, well, that made me feel better because I'm making double what he even said. So by myself, but at the same time, I'm fucking beating my ass to
Oh yeah, you're working double probably than what he was
yeah,
saying.
but I'm able to, I guess, achieve what I would want, even with fucking two helpers or whatever it is. So just with more headache or less headache from the workers. But I was like, well, maybe I should just keep entertaining this idea, because last year I was kind of locked in where I was just like, that's it. I'm not getting people. Doing this by
You got
myself.
burnt out a little bit.
But but yeah, kind of just it sparked a little bit more into me. I was like, you got to do it. You got to keep. But and then you hear stuff like Jeff, where it's just like, damn, like you're gonna have to be there for life. So
It's kind of fucked up, bro, what you just said, because those both of the things you just said are pretty good pieces of information, but it's up to you to decide what becomes your reality, if that makes sense.
mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you could be like, oh, this guy just said that I'm gonna be capped at a certain point, and by you watching that, you can make the decision, oh, well, fuck it, like I'm cool doing this, right?
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, you could listen to Jeff and be like, oh shit, like he was able to make it work, he figured it out. So it's kind of crazy. We kind of almost make our own reality just depending on what we choose to believe,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's a fucking mind trip.
Yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of things from people too. So you have to take everything with a grain of salt because
Yeah,
you can't believe and take anything you hear from anyone because it's different out in the real world compared to there, or maybe they're in a whole different industry. So
yeah,
I think to me, I come back down to my main thing where it's just like, what's the end goal? All right, focus on that. Fuck everything else. The end goal is to, you know, basically build a business up to qualify for a business loan that for what I need. Because from that, I feel like I'll be able to be good from there. Obviously, because I'm not just building my own business out of it. I'm basically making money. That's real estate, basically. Which at the end of the day, I think that's my thing.
yeah.
At least
You mentioned it
it's
last
something.
podcast as well
It's
that
something that I can leave behind. It's something that if you have to, you could sell, whatever it is. But obviously, with real estate, it seems like for the most part, it seems to go good. Not good, but it will never basically devalue itself back to what it originally cost.
let's hope, because you never know. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Historically,
Yeah, historically it hasn't
yeah,
gone down yet, but it's got its dips for sure.
yeah. It just depends on timing. But I feel like what you're saying, maybe long term, like if you never choose to let them go, then
Yeah.
I feel like yeah, you'll be good.
Even like 10 years, like I'm not saying like, because obviously a bad example would be like your parents' house. Like you'll never go back to the price they bought it.
Fuck no.
But that's fucking think how many years that's a lot of years too. But realistically, like
Yeah.
something from 10 years ago or 5 years ago, it'll probably go back down to that still because it's still pretty close. But I don't think it'll stay there again like for the next 50 years, hopefully. So
Yeah, there was, I don't know, I feel like there's been an attitude changed with real estate in the last 10 years. Like a fucking bunch of, dude, I remember at one point, this is when I knew shit was starting to get wild. There was this podcast called Bigger Pockets.
mhm.
They basically do like real estate and shit. Dude, everyone I fucking knew was hearing that shit. And that's when I knew everybody was on that real estate is a hot topic. Like everybody's
Mm,
going to be on this shit. And now that it's kind of simmered down, obviously, because of interest rates, basically shit's kind of almost fucking doubled in the last 5, 6 years or whatever. And it basically has created more barriers to entry. So for people that wanting to get a house.
mm,
So yeah, man, I don't know what the fuck's going on because I was looking at a stat. It's like, yo, if your mortgage is 2,400 and you're renting a house or something, if you try to buy that exact same house, you're gonna be paying like fucking 4 racks.
mhm.
I was like, what the fuck?
You're better
Like,
off renting.
yeah, shit's insane.
Even though we'll never see that money again, but it's a lot less money. And then,
Yeah,
but
but
it's because you can't even live with paying 4,000 for some people.
I don't really like when people say that though. Like renting is throwing money away. Like I don't really think that. It's like, do you fucking or no, I think that's what it is. It's like paying rent is paying for your landlord's mortgage or some dumb shit like that.
Yeah, you're making him the money. You're putting the money in his pocket.
Yeah, but it's like when you go to a restaurant, you don't fucking think like that. Like, oh, I'm paying the chef's mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's the only thing we use that example for. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like they're providing a service, and hopefully you're getting your fucking return or whatever it is. or the value, not necessarily a monetary return, but the value out of it. So yeah, it just it depends, man. It just fucking depends.
A house is different though. That house I do see in a way there because I feel like an apartment, I get the value of what you're saying. They're giving you something, but they're also providing a lot for you. You don't have to worry about like the yard stuff, and some people don't have time. But I feel like a house, that's a little crazy. Like my neighbor rents, and this is a fucking expensive house.
Mhm.
And I mean, he's not. There's not someone coming to mow the lawn for him. There's not someone that's fixing the fucking drywall, when it's fucking up or something.
Shit, if I had a landlord, I'd be bugging the fuck at him. I ain't gonna lie. Well, I guess I kind of do,
Yeah,
but
he's the one fucking mowing the lawn. He has to fucking weed whack. He has to like rake the fucking rocks, pull the weeds from there. He had to put up his own fence and like crazy shit. I'm just like,
put up
that's
his own fence.
yeah, that's one of those where you're seeing like,
Nah, that's a one off, bro. If I had a landlord, I'm not fucking putting him no motherfucking fence. He tripping. I don't know what they got going on over there. They maybe have like some sort of
what do you mean if you're a landlord?
look. So basically, if I'm paying rent, there's no way I'm fucking putting up a fence. So I don't
Oh,
know
okay.
what. That's some special shit. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That he's making the landlord the money. That's one of those examples where I would see it as that. An apartment, I wouldn't, because I'm like, an apartment, you're using the
Nah.
space, you're there
I ain't gonna lie.
short
I still
term.
see it both ways. I
See?
have to disagree on that. It just depends.
Yeah,
It
I think the
depends.
biggest thing is his dogs. He has dogs. Well, he
Okay.
has a dog, so it's like the landlord's probably like, yeah, you can have a dog, but I'm not putting a fence up. So he's like, okay, I'll do it then. So, but yeah, to a certain extent. But the way I think about it too, my two biggest expenses that I have are gonna be my house and my business, like my mortgage. They're both mortgages, so it's like you can take those out of the equation, then you have a lot of money left over. And for most people, I feel like the house and the rent is going to be the biggest part of for a lot of people, at least I would think. I don't think anybody
I
is
feel like what you're saying
paying
is
more.
accurate if we would live 6 years ago, but nowadays that shit out the window right now.
What do you mean by that?
Like if you buy a house right now, you rent for like 3-4 years. You buy a house 3-4 years. Most of that money you're spending is going to be on interest.
Mm-hmm.
Like you usually start paying off the primary after the halfway mark, which is usually 15 years. So all that shit you're paying is interest, which you are banking off of when you sell a house.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, for example, Mahomie Austin, he made a good chunk of money on that shit. He banked off of that shit appraising.
Yes, yes.
It's not like he paid off a fuck ton of mortgage and he said, "Oh, like look how much I put in the mortgage," and now he got the money from that shit going up, like almost doubling in money.
Gotcha.
So now that we live in a place where that shit is not really that likely to go up anymore like that, you put yourself in a more vulnerable position because it's
Mm-hmm.
not likely to appraise that much. If we have a fucking crash, air quotes, because you never know what the fuck could happen, and that shit goes down, now you're actually in the opposite way where now you fucking lost all this money, or
Mm-hmm.
God forbid someone gets fucking fired from their job, and now it's just one income earner, and now you have to either do some sort of early foreclosure or some other shit, then you're actually in a worse position than when you started. So that's kind of what I mean by that. Like, yes, if historically shit's gonna go up, then yeah. But I feel like in the last 5-6 years, it definitely it painted a picture that you're gonna make a fuck ton of money. Where I feel like we're kind of past that now.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're talking about people buying a house and renting, right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
But
I was
like,
talking more about like
mhm.
to the reference where I was talking about the business, like my mentality with it.
And then using the commercial real estate to basically buying something like a row of this shit, and then
Yeah,
doing that
because
on
I'm
there.
I'm spending 3 grand, I was a month, so I'm like,
Yeah. Okay. In that case, yeah, I could see it if the numbers work out. Obviously, if your interest rate, if you have
yeah.
a good down payment, like you can definitely make it work.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
for my situation. But yeah, right now in today's market, like I said, it doesn't make sense because people can't even live if they had to pay a mortgage of 4,000. That's what I was saying with that. Like most people can't even afford a mortgage of 4,000 right now and still live. With basically let's say I think a solid average income of a household right now. What is it like? Is it 60 now here in Utah combined?
It got to be more combined household.
Like yeah,
There's no way it's that fucking low. 60K for two
I
people in
should
that
look
bitch.
up.
I bet. Keep
Yeah,
doing your thing.
so yeah, because if combined, I guess Utah average home income or what do they call it? There's like a special name for it. But I think it's like maybe is it 60, 80?
It's 98. thousand.
That's the average.
Medium household income in Utah is $98,336.
Oh shit! So that's
Yeah,
pretty
the
high.
national average is a little lower,
And then if you
77.
yeah, because if you divide the 90, because banks only usually they don't give more than like what 40%. I was getting to the whole mortgage lending thing, but 43% I guess is like the most they want to do as far as like what the mortgage is, you know, taken away from your income to debt ratio kind of thing.
Oh, that's high
Okay,
still. 43.
that's what I'm saying. 4,000.
Yeah,
It's way more. You have to make way more
you're
than
gonna be.
90,000.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm
100%.
saying. So it's pretty much impossible right now to someone to live with 4,000. So going back to your thing, yeah, renting is definitely a thing. It's not livable right now to
Yeah,
buy a house.
I've been thinking about this actually. There is ways, but it's a lot of people won't be down. So you could do a few things. So if you don't have a down payment, or maybe don't want to take that much risk, you're gonna buy a house with somebody that you trust, hopefully. Or my preferred method is you buy the house on your own, maybe with a partner, but you rent rooms basically. That's the way you're gonna make it.
What do they call that? The
House hacking shit.
house hacking, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you rent a room out
Yeah.
for $600. You have 2-3 extra rooms, and you'll make it. But at the same time, your quality of life is now you gotta maybe share a fucking kitchen with random people.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing right now. You know, we're
That's
paying
not-
that whole house, and
Luckily, your shit's not random though.
my parents are living with us, so it's
Yeah.
until we can get the whole thing situated. But yeah, I mean that's kind of what we're doing right now for meantime. So it's definitely an optimal option for some people. But even then, though, think about it like we're taking that, we're going off the average, okay? Because most people, I guess, we're talking to, but they'd have to have like zero debt. You know what I mean? Like fucking no cars, no nothing to qualify for a
Bro,
house.
I'm not even gonna lie,
It's
bro.
fucked right now. It's so fucked up.
Because I be thinking about this shit. I compare how much I'm paying in rent versus the payment. Let's say $3,800.
Well,
I'm
no, you're
like,
fucking. I wouldn't do shit if I was you.
Fucked.
No, it's not a good time right now. For sure. But for me, I guess my game plan, I guess going back to what we were talking about is that's.
Yeah, no, I get you.
hoping.
Yeah, I thought you were just talking about like fucking just in general, but you're talking about basically expanding commercial. I feel like for you it'd work, especially commercial real estate, where as long as the fucking rents are too high, you'll be able to put someone in the doors pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, just going back to what you're saying with the employee thing. So I mean, that's the goal, is do that, and then to do that, I need more employees. So I've been more open to that, but. Yeah, hopefully we'll see what comes down the road. But yeah, for the people looking to possibly buy, yeah, take an option. It's not always going to be a no, we can't do it, or I guess don't let yourself down.
Just work out the numbers.
Work out the numbers, and there could be a solution. Like what Alex said, you know, you can go in with a co-signer, buy a house with a someone family member, work it out for a couple of years, and help them out. Maybe after you refinance on your own name, help them out. You co-sign for them and them get a house down the road, if it's something long-term you guys can keep, and the relationship you guys can keep. So
yeah, I remember we did have a question once that someone submitted. I think they were asking that if they should buy a house or some shit. This was maybe about a year ago.
Yeah, because a lot of people are, I've seen right now recently, people are like kind of downing themselves. I mean, people already kind of feel maybe kind of shitty about like how expensive everything's getting. Yeah. And then now knowing they can't even buy a house now.
It's fucked up.
So people like really get in a fucking fucked up kind of situation mentally wise, and it kind of makes them give up on themselves. But there's literally options, like you said. And I think it's always been an option, but obviously now you have to work a little harder to get there.
Big time, bro.
I think definitely co-signers are a thing now, because I don't even, like you were saying, if it's an average, and even if you would have zero debt, like that's not a lot of money.
$4K.
That's not enough to qualify for.
Yeah, another thing too, bro, is like let's say the median was what, 98, right? It's not like those people are taking 98,000 to their fucking banks, bro. They get taxed. Let's say you get taxed 33%. Let's say they make 100, you get taxed 33%. You're making 66K. Fucking rent is 4,000 a month. 4 times fucking 12. That's 48. So you're telling me you fucking got like $14,000 left over to live?
Yeah.
And you don't have, that doesn't cover insurance.
Your car breaking down. It doesn't include tires on your, like
the fucking house blowing up, the fucking AC blowing up. Now you have to cough up an extra 5 racks.
It's fucked up, but you can't. I know what I make, and I feel like I make all right, okay, and I know what my girlfriend makes, and even then, it's like it's if I was like to pay what today market would be like
The
for
full
the
shit.
house, it's fucked. It's regardless, and that's like it's definitely a little more than the average income, but
Oh
combined,
yeah.
but it's still, yeah, it's almost impossible for some people. But luckily, like I said, if you find the right situation, you can make it work out.
Yeah. It's a fact though.
But yeah, keep I don't know. Don't let that shit stop people
Yeah,
from
don't discourage you. Yeah, there's always a solution if, like Edgar said earlier, if you really want that shit, you can literally make that shit work.
yeah,
It just depends on you on some real shit.
you're like yeah, might have to let go of all your nicer shit, so your income to debt ratio is where you
Yeah.
need it.
Right now, I feel like it's a good time to just build good habits. Don't, be spending too much money. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, take care of yourself, do what you got to do. I'm not saying don't do that. If you have a relationship, still go out, time from time to time. But like, let's say you would go out fucking, I don't know, 5 times in a month.
hmm
Shit, maybe just stay home for 2 of those. You know, make food with your date. Fucking, I don't know.
yeah,
Live below your means right now. I feel like is the thing, because I feel like a lot of credit card spending is going up just because shit is getting more expensive, like groceries and shit like that.
yeah. People are like, I'll come back down. They think something's coming. They just kind of put
Yeah,
it off for later, but
yeah. No one's coming to save you.
that
The
later ain't coming.
government, might fucking give you a little stimulus, but at the end of the day, I think that fucked up the economy to begin with. Putting too much money in the economy. Everybody just bought fucking crypto with that shit,
Yeah,
especially me. And yeah, fucking, I don't know, man. Shit crazy.
yeah. Nothing good lasts forever, man. Fortunately,
That's a fact.
so that's one thing you always gotta think about because
Yep.
you gotta take advantage of everything when you have it when you think it's good because it won't be around forever.
Yeah, and sometimes you might not know it's good because back like 5 years ago, I didn't know how fucking good it was, until the bad shit happened. So
Yeah,
sometimes just kind of enjoy what you have. It could be with anything, shit, even a loved one. Like you could take one for granted, and fuck the next day. You know how death is, bro. Like
yeah.
that
Catch
shit
you
is
unexpected.
facts, bro. You could have the worst years of your life, and then the next year some shit happen like that,
Mm.
and you'd be like, damn, that was not shit. So
Yeah, I always think that too. Sometimes I'm just like, damn, like I thought back then was kind of rough, and that shit, I wasn't nothing compared to now or stuff like
yeah,
that. So
unfortunately, shit could get a lot more worse. Unfortunately.
yeah,
So yeah, try to see, be a what do they say? A half full. I think cup, half full cup or some bullshit like that.
mm,
Where you basically see the cup half full instead of half empty.
mm.
That's basically just a little thing. It's like, yeah, like, it's kind of the lens you put on life too. If you think everything is shit and it's sad, then that's how life is going to be. Um, or you could, focus on the good shit. So
That's a fact.
that's on you. That's on you. No one can make that decision but yourself.
Yeah, that's how it all depends how you yeah, how you start the day and see the day too. Because
Yeah, sometimes it is hard to see and be happy though after we just talked about what we talked about where shit's fucked up.
it is, man.
So, but hey, shit could get way worse. So just enjoy what you can, man.
Yeah, be happy to have fucking work because I feel like right now. So when I was looking for work last week too,
Yeah.
I was just like in a way desperate. I was kind of just looking for on KSL. I was like I even like tried one of the what the fuck was it? ZipRecruiter. And I just like got into it. I'm like, let's see what this even is about.
Hmm.
And anyways, the guy called me like I think it was gonna be on a Friday when I like just Googled it. I didn't even make an account with him or nothing. I just like Googled it. But apparently when you just Google it, they fucking have like your and I don't know, I must have clicked something too
Yeah,
where
about to say what the
they got
fuck.
my phone number or my email or something.
Yeah, they hit you up basically.
They're like, hey, you see you want to start an account with us? And I'm like, no. I'm like, I just like this stupid, but he's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, I think I just told him, like, I think I already filled the position. I'm like, I already filled the position. I'm like, I'm good right now. Oh, really? He's like, it's really hard right now to find, like, to fill positions up right now. I guess it's like really hard to find work. It's kind of weird because I always hear the opposite. I heard it's hard to find a job.
Yeah,
And he was saying it's hard to find people to do the job. So it kind of sounded contradicting from what I've
got
heard.
you,
But,
got you.
and who knows? It could be in different states, different issues. But yeah, I was like, huh, maybe I guess it is okay, I guess, to be where I'm at right now.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Nah,
Nah, you doing fucking amazing,
nah,
especially with your worth ethic. I don't think, I don't think like even recession, all that shit comes. I think you're good. You're not one of those people that just sit on your hands type shit. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
hopefully
you'll
not.
figure it out.
Hopefully it works out for everyone though, because
Yeah, well, except for the super, super lazy people, then you kind of deserve what you have coming. I ain't gonna lie.
that is a fact, I guess.
Yeah.
You've seen it coming, and you know it was
You
coming.
still didn't fucking prepare, and you, for some reason, decided not to do shit. But if you're listening to this podcast, most likely you're not doing that. So good for you.
Yeah, good on you.
Good on you.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, Tuvo, anything else you want to cover, Papa?
Let's see. For the people.
For the good old people, man.
What should we leave the people with today, man? Man, I don't know if I got anything else. I think that might be it then.
All right, man.
Triple ones.
Triple one. Alrighty. That was yeah. That was episode 111, and
Triple one. You fucked me up when you said that at the beginning.
I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking about
what?
that. You were like, "What the fuck are you talking about, bro?"
One. Yeah, but all right, that's it for me, brother.
All right, likewise. All right, guys. Well, yeah, shit. Thank you for making it as far if you did, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Deuce.